Okay guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to create a CRUD using the React library. We are going to execute this CRUD in Visual Studio Code. So as the first tool that we all need will be Visual Studio Code, right? So the second tool that we are going to implement throughout this lesson um, will be some control, right? So you can download these applications from the official site web. You can look up and then download them, right? So once you have downloaded, you have to start the service
to be able to run the application.
in the local host. Once you have installed that application, you have to click on start to start the service, of course. And then once you have done that, you have to open Visual Studio Code. Okay, as the second step, we are going to create a folder, right? A folder with the name that you want, right? For example, in my case, would be my app.
I have already created a CRUD on React, but
This no matter. The only important is this, because we are going to create the CRUD, the application, from the very beginning, right? Okay, so opening Visual Studio Code, we are going to open the folder that we previously have created, my app, right? Okay, as the third step, we are going to install the extensions that will be required. With this extension, will allow that we type code in a faster way because they will act like boosters. So the first one is Bootstrap. With this extension, we are going to accelerate the typing code process, right? And as the second station, we all need to implement simple React snippets, which works like this one, but in a but with the difference that will work into a React language. Okay. Okay, guys. To create a new project, we just need to click on New Terminal, right? Once the terminal has opened, we just need to type npm create React app, and then here aside is going to be the name of your app, right? So it could be whatever, doesn't care. I'm going to call it my app. Okay, press on enter. Here, as you can see, the application is being created. So the process takes a little bit of minutes, so you can relax alone. Be back to me when the process have finished. Okay, guys, as you can see here, the application was created, and the folders that the creation left me were this. Um, if you display, you can see more items, more elements, but the folder that we'll need will be this one, right? So as you can see, the app was created successfully. Okay, turning back to the command console, we'll need to type cd and then the name of the app that you had put before, right? In my case was my app, right? And then enter, right?
will need to be inside the folder. On the contrary, the application is not going to run.
The following step will be to install React Router DOM. To install the React Router DOM, we should write down the following sentence, right? Be careful. Here is very important that you install the 5 React Router DOM version, because the features that we are going to need are included in this version. So if you install a version up to 5 version, the application isn't going to run and work, right? So just press enter. And as you can see, the package is being installed. The line of code was executed successfully. Perfect. The following step is to create a component folder called component of goods. Then you can type component and okay, here is created the folder successfully. And into this folder, you are going to create the pages that are going to be required, right? So every function, for example, as we know, we are going to create a CRUD, right? So a CRUD is needed to navigate into the functions, to leaks, to create employees, to modify employees, to delete employees. And for doing that, we'll need to create a page for each function, right? Starting from leaks.js. Okay, thanks to the extensions that we had pre-installed, we have the advantage that if we just type mr press in enter, the React function is already imported, right? So that's the first step. The second step is to write cc, and thanks to the extension, you will save a lot of code, right? So here is requiring me a class, so we'll need to give a name for this class. In our case, as we are going to list employees, so we just need to write list in the class, right? Okay. How will be displayed? The employees will be displayed into a table. So to create a table, we are going to use Bootstrap with the Bootstrap help. Before table default. Perfect. So
What does a client have?
a client have an idea, a client have a name, a client have email, right? I'm going to put fake Jarax just with the intention that you see how does it work, right? For example, my name, right? An email and a fake Gmail, it doesn't care. Perfect. So this could be deleted. It doesn't work. It doesn't care. Perfect.
This is the table which we are going to display next.
For doing that, we'll need to replace what is inside this div. So what it means that this is doing anything. We can delete it and replace that for the class. For calling a class, that's very easy. You just have to write the name of the class. Listen, look at this. The name of the class is list. Then you have to write the same list, and automatically the class was imported. Look at here, right? So, and if you save here and execute the project, listen, you have to be inside the my app folder or the name that you had put before. In my case, it's my app, so you have to be inside the folder. So to make that, you have to write cd mgem, the name of the app that you had put before, right? But I am already in. And to run that, we'll need to write down npm run start project, right? So press in enter, please.
And we wait for the deployment of the application.
Okay, listen. Meanwhile, the application is running. Is running, right? Be careful that you have wrote React before C, right? As you can see, the application was successfully run. You can see at last the table display successfully. ID name, one, name as Duban, email at Rembert. Now, in the following steps, we are going to create an app to navigate into all the functions that a CRUD could have. Okay, to create a navbar, we are going to make use of the Bootstrap
extension.
So in this case would be nav. Okay, perfect. So listen, this will be the system, a system of employees. So okay, for instance, we are going to remove this and just show you something, right? So here, as you can see, once we have run the project, we have the nav over here, right? But the idea with this nav or with this link is that to link with the leaks table that we had previously created, right? Which is this one. So for doing that, we'll implement the React package called React Reader Done.
That would
The
be
next step, right? The following that we are going to do is to navigate between the nav, right? So for doing that, we are going to make use of the React router down. So as we have previously installed the package with the console, just we are going to import that package here in the application, right? So for doing that, we are going to implement the statement. So React, we are going to call React router down and root router, browse router. Here is browser router, and this is going to act as a router, right? Okay, perfect. So listen, this router is going to act like a container over all of these, right? So this router is going to be above the nav, right? So it could be something like router, and then we close the tab over here under the nav. Perfect. Okay, so we already have the router, but now we'll need to call the link, right? Okay, for doing that, we're going to type route. Okay, route stack path. Why a stack path? Well,
each page that works out as a root will need this sentence.
a stack to be redirected. Um, Here we are going to call the ID. It have to be the same slash, the same ID that you have typed here. So in this case, it's a slash. That's it. And finally, we are going to call the component, this component, right? So for doing that, we type component and then the class that we have imported here. Perfect. So please. Perfect. Compiling. Here is the link. System. When you make clicks on here, the page will be redirected to the system, to the root system.
The following that we are going to do is to create a new component called add employees.
So for doing that, we are going to create a new file. In this case, would be called add, for example, because we are going to add employees. Perfect. And we are going to reuse this code. So for doing that, copy and then paste over this new page. Perfect. But in this case, the class doesn't call leaks, but it's called add. Perfect. So we'll replace the final sentence with with the true name. In this case, is add, and then this will be returned in an add class, right? Perfect. And remove all of this. Perfect. And in this case, it's going to be a car, a bootstrap car, right? So for doing that, we're going to type b for car, and we are going to implement head foot, right? For the instance, we are going to make like the max.
Because after we are going to implement Maria database from Apache Sun control panel.
For instance, we are going to just show an example. Perfect. And for doing that, we have to type add employees, for example, right? And the rest doesn't care for the moment. Perfect. Save. Then go to the app page, and I assume that you have Bootstrap Nousely to make this, right? So we have to type add employees. This is the link in the nav. Perfect. Okay, save. We are going to reuse this line of code, and here we are going to delete the stack
because this is no longer a page root
in which we are going to navigate. Okay, so as I said you before, here is the ID, so we can replace the ID. So it could be add. Perfect. And here the same, add. And the class would be add. Listen, here it was automatically added, the imported the class, so which is so cool, right? Okay, we are going to try this. We're going to give a try. As you can see, here is the system. Oh my god, system at employees, and here is the another link, and
should be taken to the another page.
Perfect. Okay, so we have already created another bar. We have already created an add component, which is here, add component, this page.
And besides, all the links are working pretty well so far.
The following step is remove the icon. Here is a trick, right? We are going to replace this icon that appears here, look, and make the application faster. So we are going to make use of a new property. So this property is called link. This is going to act like a linker. Perfect. So that's pretty easy, the use of this. You just need to replace a by link, and perfect. And now link. Okay, the same here in the following sentence, in the next sentence. Okay, and very easy. Replace this for 2. Okay. Okay. And as you can see, that's it.
The loading icon has been removed.
I am changing of page into a new page, and that's it. Perfect. We have done. Now we are going to create the Bootstrap buttons. To create the functional CRUD buttons, this is going to appear over here like an action, right? So let's do it. So for which we are going to go to the leaks page or component and add a new TD. This TD will be called actions, right? Sorry, the action is not TH. So I have already done before, but basically you just have to copy and paste it down and type actions. Okay, once you have done that, we just need to put inside the buttons here, right? So for doing that, we are going to make use as always about the Bootstrap property. Before, as you can see, we have already have a group of buttons. Anger, it could be. We are going to delete a line because we are going to just use 2 buttons, the button of to edit and the button to delete. Okay, so
this is a danger property, and on top is going to be a warning property.
Perfect. Let's see. Okay, now we are going to make one of the final steps, which is import the Bootstrap and make the magic going on, right?
Okay, we'll need to install the latest Bootstrap version, and for doing that we'll need to stop the running process. right?
And to install Bootstrap in our computer, again npm install Bootstrap, and like as the application is running, we have to put save. Perfect, and press on enter, and we will need to wait. Once you have installed the Bootstrap into it, come back to, guys, as you can see, this was successfully, and then we are going to import the Bootstrap class in our project to implement that. Okay, basically we are going to implement the Bootstrap styles. For doing that, we'll need to go to the index application, right, to implement and import that class over there, you know. So basically we just need to make the same.
If we want, we can go and support us from documentation.
We could go to the official documentation of React, and here is the line of code. It's a long line of code, so difficult to get in your head. So just paste it here. Perfect. Okay, so
Text to save and run.
okay, finally, as you can see,
And a style is missing. This style is the nap style, for which we had forgot to implement this style over here.
go to the nap class here, and we'll need to replace this by a minimal Bootstrap style, right? So it was there, it was nap, but
Instead of choosing nap A, only nap A,
we'll need to re-choose this one, a minimal A. We are just going to take out this class, right, and put it down here. Perfect. And as you can see, there is a D under that, and put it down here. Perfect. Copy and paste it above the nap. And don't worry about the errors. This is going to be solved right now. Okay, just delete this, and here we go. Perfect. So save. Okay, got it. As you can see, sorry again, I need to scroll aside the fucking thing. Perfect. Okay, as you can see, we have added this style. And look here, add employees, exchange with edit employees, depending in which link you need to click, right? Okay, we have finished the first module of our lesson, but as a plus, I'm going to show you how to link this edit button. Things that when you go to click on here, the page will be redirected to the edit page, right? So for doing this, this is the final step for the first lesson, but don't worry, this is so easy. We'll just need to go to the leaks page. Basically, we are just going to do the same that we had made here in the nap. Do you remember? We'll just need to import this link extension, right, to use this function. Perfect. So for doing that, we'll just need to type link and press on enter, and see that automatically the class is imported. So we close the tab. Perfect. Here we are specifying we are going to access. So the same, remember. Okay, link to, as this in this case is edit, we're going to put edit over here equal. Okay, perfect. Remember always to type the ID, because this ID is like the identifier. Perfect. Okay, just save, and let me show you how this works. When you press on edit, let me the application automatically takes you to the another page, right?
Okay, finally I want to add that thanks to this teacher I wouldn't have been possible to make this project.
Okay, that's
Boom!
it. In the next session, we are going to implement and we are going to learn how to consume the API, right? And that's it. You have to be in count that I am still learning English, so my English is not as perfect as you can think. But anyway, I did my best, and I hope see you soon for another lesson.